Guys, we are finally back again for another one on this here Brbptv. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. I'm your Mr. Leaks, guys. Let us get into the vibrations right there, and of course, welcome. Brothers and sisters, what you're seeing right there is a photo saying no photos, brothers and sisters. I wish there was also a video of a video saying no videos, brothers and sisters. That would be very interesting to see right there. Mes amis, electricity go. Lights just go. Guys, we are finally back again. This is rather interesting, and of course, guys, I'm gonna be talking about the very thing that is happening now. It's interesting, brothers and sisters. It seems like they were actually waiting for me to start. Hey, let's see if Mr. Leaks, let us pass on the road to see if we are in Mr. Leaks, and then bow, he start. Okay, cut electricity. We will talk about that in a moment, brothers and sisters, but right now we're dealing with this very video or this photo right there. From my understanding of these guys, apparently I think it's the Chinese that set this up, stating to Dominicans there should be no photos and no videos, and of course written on top there, guys, no entry without permission. Now, brothers and sisters, I understand the very first thing in red, no entry without permission, on the understanding that of course there's heavy equipment and things that are actually, you know, taking place, movement back and forth. You don't want individuals to get injured, so please be guided accordingly. But when you're telling the people that they cannot film and they cannot take photos of what is taking place inside there as a result of it is the people's money. But look, that is bald face. That is, but guys, that is the unmitigated goal, man. To tell the citizens for which are paying you to do this, you are then telling them that they cannot come inside there and do photos and videos of the very money that they are the ones in charge of. They are the ones in charge of. CBI money is the people's money. It is for the citizens. You are getting paid as a result of the citizens' money. Then you put this up there and say no photos and no videos. Oh Lord. It's only apparently in Dominica these things can take place. I wonder if you have the audacity to come and tell Dominicans they cannot take photos and no videos of the very thing that they are paying for with their money that is due unto them. Am I in a dreamland or something? Have I lost my mind? Unless, brothers and sisters, there's something that we are not being told, and it is in fact not our money. It's actually owned by private individuals who are doing these things instead of the citizen by investment money, because that's what it sounds like. It is only amongst private contractors, private entities, where you are not able to film what is on people's property, because it's not in the public vicinity. This is of public this is of public concern, brothers and sisters. How then can you put this up and say no photos and no videos? All right then, we shall see if no photos and videos will happen there, and who's going to stop Dominicans from filming? You mean to tell me there's laws? Yeah, Lord have mercy. There will be laws put in place to prevent Dominicans from filming what is their own? Interesting. But like I said before, unless it is actually not the citizens' own, and the citizens are being led to believe that it is their own, whereby private individuals are then putting their monies together to do things. A number of persons have been stating that maybe this area is going to be located for foreigners. They move the people out. The foreigners probably checking, okay, we want this area. It's a possibility, isn't it not? We heard that some Chinese individuals are staying in these houses already. True or false? Guys, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, brothers and sisters. But if you say no photos and no videos for which you... Oh, my goodness. And citizens watching these things, hopefully this thing was taken down. I think I got this over the weekend. Brothers and sisters, hopefully this thing is taken down. The only thing that should be there is this part to protect the citizens. Oh, I can highlight the picture, do we? Hey, big up Mark one time. So that, all right then. Yes, But guys, yes, for real, the only thing that should be there is this thing to prevent people from getting hurt. But for you to then tell the citizens no photos, no videos, who you talking to? It's like somebody coming in your house and telling you not to go in your fridge. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? I buy things to put in my fridge. It is my money. I might not be buying it personally, but it is my money that has been taken to put things in that fridge. And you coming into my house and telling me that I cannot take things that which my money. Aye, Father. Well, then again, like I said before, it might be some private project that going on there. Because that's the only reason and the only logical thing that will make sense for people to put this up there. How can you then put this for the public to abide by, and it's the public own? Unless the public is being misled. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you think the public is being misled? Or do you think that this was probably just the only sign that they got and put it up there? To then tell people they cannot film? They cannot come and, maybe let's take pictures to see the progress. If all you're talking about making progress. Or maybe they are putting things behind closed doors and maybe they're actually building a community there for individuals. Because I heard that they're going to be expanding. I hope I wrong. But they're apparently going to be expanding the airport. Not this airport don't build yet, This airport not got built yet, brothers and sisters. But they're going to be expanding the Manville Airport again. So how are you going to be putting a set of money into the Manville Hall Airport, and then you're talking about building an international airport, and then you're saying that that is not much money, yet still increasing from 1 billion to 1.3 billion, from my understanding, right there. And now you're going to extend the Manville Hall Airport. Where you getting all that extra money in a time where you saying, the very Prime Minister is saying that the funds is getting lower and lower. So if the funds is getting lower and lower, how do you have the money to then build international airport and still extend the present airport that is there? Unless we are being misguided, brothers and sisters, by false information. This is why I believe that the journalists that when they hold in press, they need to ask certain questions that the people need to answer. They are just there like country bookie. Some of the journalists are there like country bookie, just there to say, hey, I dare. You're not there for just being there. You are there to ask them questions that are concerned to the people. It's very simple to understand, brothers and sisters. I cannot understand that. Anyways, let's move on right there, brothers and sisters. That wasn't the only thing I was going to talk about. I say a long time in that. But concerning that whole Domlec situation right there, brothers and sisters, I saw, yes. So apparently this is Maboyd for today. Interesting. Maboyd said that the purposeless Samantha and the other laborites, Halle Huri and Halle Bravo, when Tomate Skerrit bought the poison chalice called Domlec. I think that was a terrible move. Also, although I heard the Prime Minister was talking about, moving into different types of alternative energy source, hydroelectricity. But I always find it interesting that they say that there's a hydroelectricity in Dominica, but they have not created any dams. How on earth are you making things flow without creating a dam to then put the machines to keep turning the turbines? And another thing is, we are seeing the depletion of our rivers. I have been saying this for the longest time. I say, brothers and sisters, in the next 10 to 15 years, Dominica might end up going in drought. Because I remember the Picard River, brothers and sisters. We used to jump from a particular place. Those of you who watch my vlog, it was just around the vicinity where we used to jump. We used to climb up the little hill there and jump into the Layu River. We used to swing in Picard River and jump into it. You cannot do that now, will you break your neck? You will break something, brothers and sisters, because this is not. So why didn't we create dams? And you create dams to fill up the river and then put turbines at the end in certain places where it will constantly turn. You plant back trees necessary on the riverside, on the river wall, to prevent the thing from drying up. If you cut the trees around the river, the sun will easily evaporate the river instead of the river being cool and nice. And these things is happening constantly and we're not saying nothing about it as if we blind. We cannot see. Anyways, let's move back to this thing right there. She said that laborites thought electricity would be cheaper. We thought so. Because the Prime Minister them said they're looking into alternative energy. Geothermal was one of the best ones that they spend millions of dollars. millions of dollars, I think to the estimate of $120 million in geothermal energy, brothers and sisters. If we had to take that $120 million and put it to set up dams and put hydro plants, we'll be able to supply half of Dominica by now. But we have spent $120 million in this alleged geothermal activity, brothers and sisters, and not even a candlelight. But purposeful Samantha had to put off her big empty Calbose fridge at her Salvation Army store because she couldn't pay her light bill. Yes, individuals were saying, guys, when scared by everybody happy. Yeah. Everybody happy. We not gonna pay electricity again. And within that same month, they paid record-breaking electricity bill. And you think that was okay? It's best we had to stay where we were. Domlec buy, the government buy back Domlec. That's great. That's nice if it was benefiting to the people. But how you buying back Domlec and it works for the people? Best you sell it back. Because it's not the people that are supposed to benefit now. Not the people that are supposed to benefit. Unless that is another scheme for some money laundering vibe. Who knows? That is a good question to ask. Because you're trying to figure out, okay, what was the purpose of them buying it? The purpose of them buying it was not to help alleviate the cost on Dominicans. But instead it turned out Dominicans have to end up paying more. To the point now, I saw the listing where they said they're going to take electricity. And then people, Domlec doesn't think. Domlec, wouldn't it be better to take electricity while people not at the home, or the majority of individuals not at the home? You taking electricity when everybody going home. Hey, you taking electricity when everybody go home, so people leaving their work to then go back. Well, then again, some businesses probably don't have. That's probably what they were thinking. They were saying probably some businesses don't have generators. So as a result of not having generators, let us leave it on so they can work. Maybe that's what they were thinking. But I'm thinking to myself, most people are going to be going back to their home. Wouldn't it be better that you take electricity, you know, well, I guess there's two ways to look at it. Some businesses probably don't have generators, so it was better to, I guess, to keep it. Okay, that makes sense. But I think individuals going back home now, they're going back home, best they stay work. Well, then again, no electricity if that generators, so everybody out of light. Right now, everybody out of light. That is something else. Anyways, brothers and sisters, the helper said that the water buffaloes light bill got higher with Denny's. the water buffaloes light bill got higher with Denny's, I guess higher than with Dennis's hairline. My boy said that in March 2022, Tomate Skerrit spent $13.5 million to purchase the 51.9% of Domlec shares from this company right there. But the nincompoop PM never did his research apparently, because the revenue streams of Domlec dropped significantly after he sold Ross University to Mr. Motley and Mac. Also, all the diesel engine generators at Domlec are over 30 years old, and of course they need some revamping or they need replacing. He allowed the vet to cut tree to construction in Loda. That's what I'm talking about there, you know, the cutting of trees, depleting the water sources. Look at that, affecting the hydro plant water source. He said, but this wicked and visionless Labour government continues to pump hundreds of millions of dollars in a dead. That's boy, I tell you, Father, how man so blind it's. Oh my goodness gracious! In a dead geothermal, your money they taking and do that to you. Hundreds of millions of dollars been spent for geothermal, and not even a light bulb light. And said not what is that? The helper said, and not an electrical shock panty man can get. Not even an electrical shock we could get from the 120 million or how much money ever they spent on that vibrations. The helper said not even an electrical shock panty man can get from geothermal project to raise his but he wants to explore young forests with rugged and deadly terrain. My boy said Labour was boasting that Dominica was going to be the first resilient country in the world. Liar alone they lying to Dominicans, you know. The rest of the will not fall in for that crap. Brothers and sisters, it's liar alone they will lie for Dominicans. Because it's sweet things to say. It sounds nice. But when you look at the implications of it, or even actually the things that can actually happen from it, it's nice, true. But what has been done? 17 years, 2017 was Hurricane Maria. This is what? 6 years later? 6 years later? They do away with this claiming that Dominica is climate resilient nation. Yes, Lord. Dominica looking like it anyway close to any climate resilient nation. Because if a hurricane passed there today, I hate have a storm coming. If a hurricane have to come there, what? Yeah. Some roofs still have tarpaulin on them way. Some man don't even fix their house. Boy. Because the economy not conducive for them. Anyways, my boy said Labour was boasting that Dominica was going to be the first resilient country in the world. But they failed to introduce viable alternative forms of energy. Yes, they have. All they were producing, stating geothermal ore. I was hearing something about them having the ability to export. So if they maybe spend how much millions of dollars in geothermal, maybe they have been pocketing money without our knowledge, or selling to countries and we have no idea about it. It's a possibility, you know, because guys, there's a lot of things that we don't know. A lot of things going quiet and we have no idea what is going on in the nature of the Caribbean. No idea. But of course, I'm just here to ask the questions, brothers and sisters. What is going on? The possibilities of things maybe happening or not. Are they selling our stuff overseas without our knowledge? What is going on? But they failed to introduce viable alternative forms of energy. I said all they had to build was dams. Build dams and put little spaces and whatnot there. And then if there's a hurricane or something, they could open the main thing and let it flow out a bit better, so that we don't have these kind of issues. No, load shed is... guys, I tell you. No, load shedding is the only viable alternative. The helper said that since the Wasco can stay, the Wasco self can stay on Domlec's delinquent list. I vex you for a very long time, man. Things are not gripping in the one-man world. Somebody also sent this for me right there. Presently, the thermal generators at Fonkole and Sugarloaf. There was a hydro energy in Portsmouth with the guys. You know that? In Portsmouth had a hydro plant. The windmill, the mini windmill, the mill that the river used to turn the mill, used to generate electricity. Why don't we just set up mills in the place? If the people back then could do it, why can't we do it now? Technology has advanced much better. You mean to tell me, Elas Magwesa, if we cannot keep up with the times with technology, we can build mills. So you can constantly turn the turbines. Build dams, brothers and sisters. We have people who claim that they are progressive in the mentality, but have absolutely done nothing to prove that fact. Nothing at all. Yes, Lord. Anyways, presently the thermal generators at Fonkole and Sugarloaf and power stations are unable to generate at the declared capacity due to elevated ambient temperatures, which is affecting the performance of the diesel generators. First of all, brothers and sisters, you're talking about temperatures. Another thing I'm thinking, brothers and sisters, I'm thinking, since the government used to be talking about, going into crypto, and obviously individuals might need the necessities to do mining, is it possible that the government might be doing mining without the people's knowledge? Crypto mining? Because the government claims that it's going into crypto and you need energy. Trust me, if you decide to go and mine on your computer, mine crypto on your computer will mash up. You need a lot of electricity and power to mine, brothers and sisters. So is that the case? Is that the case? Are they using Domlec to mine crypto? I'm just asking a question. I don't know. Because how on earth they talk about temperatures as if first time Dominica experiencing the heat? We had heat last time, that never happened. And to me, it was hotter last year than this year. True or false? Do you think it was hot? Guys, remember when bushfires was just happening in Dominica? They never complain about anything about electricity. But now they talk about Trondi last time there, and then boom, electricity. We have problems with temperature. Is it not possible that that could be the issue? Where they are doing crypto mining, and as a result, it's affecting Domlec. Domlec has to use a lot of power. I don't know, it's a possibility, but these questions need to be asked. If you don't know what to ask, brothers and sisters, if you don't even know what could be a possibility, how do you know what to ask? Boy, I tell you. Additionally, total available generating capacity has been adversely affected due to severe reduction in rainfall. So all you could not prepare, all you talking about vision when Reginald was talking about, you don't know where he had the vision to put this money aside for Dominicans, you don't know. First of all, how on earth a prime minister putting money aside and Dominicans don't know? Not even you know as a minister, you don't even know. So that means monies can be put aside without the knowledge of Dominicans. Huh? Or maybe you need, I don't know. I miss me that TV. Anyways, reduction in rainfall resulting in reduced flow of water into the freshwater lake, which is the main source of water for hydro generation on island. We have how much rivers right there? We claim we have 365 rivers until Eagle came and realized, hey, we do have 365 rivers. Nice. Lie, we lying. Dominicans actually believe we have 365 rivers. Personally, I believe we have a lot of big rivers that are feeding into little rivers. And of course, if it's connected, it should be one. Just like I don't understand how Europe is a continent. Europe is connected to Asia. Russia is connected to Asia. These are they consider Russia and India and a number of countries consider them to be part of Asia. How on earth Europe happened to be its own continent when it's connected? That is crazy to me. Africa is its own thing. North America, South America, you see the little central thing inside there? They should call it the Americas. They do. They should call it Eurasia or Asia in itself. But there's a lot of things, guys. I going too far. I go too far. Domlec has considered implementing a demand management scheme to ensure that the freshwater lake is not depleting below the prescribed environmental minimum. If only were thinking properly, if I had vision, or they realize, hey, let us target Lai River. Lai River is one of the most powerful rivers and it has been depleted. Depleting. You see the level of Lai River now, you would cry. Brothers and sisters, we used to surf. We used to surf in the Lai River. And I'm talking about that was what? 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, around that time. We used to surf in the Lai River. That's how there was a big stone in the river. We used to jump in the Lai River and surf on the stone to go all the way down. And jump out. If you don't jump out, river will take you and go with you. Hey, these sort of things are younger. That's something else. There are different rivers that you could actually use. Build a dam to build up the river so you can have steady flow. And even if the river go down a little bit, you will have the bottom part where you can open up. That will also create generating energy. And then you can regulate the amount of water coming out and go and staying in. I mean, you're talking about vision, man. Come on. Dominica lacks vision greatly. It's unfortunate. Consequently, Domlec wishes to inform its consumers. So that's where we are right now. This is why I'm using light. They send that was the 17th. Okay, this was for the 17th, and of course we are the 18th. They mentioned Portsmouth. This is where we are today. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man, on the whole thing that I spoke about? These are just my thoughts, you know. Let me know your thoughts on the matter. What do you think about the situation? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know your thoughts in this regard. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Hopefully I can get to post this when electricity come back. If electricity come back in time. Hey! But with all that said right there, guys, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that post notification so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through right there. Domlec appreciates your understanding in this matter. We have a choice now. We don't understand this. No, we don't understand this. All you should have done things just like all you they build the road and then all you're going to boy. Anyways, guys, I stay too long. Let me know your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that post notification, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Be real, be positive. Boom bang.